In this video, I'll be talking about 10 non-fiction books about India, which is a must-read for UPSC and obviously which is other than the regular reading book list. So let's get on with it. So for UPSC, obviously there is a established book list, which if you Google, you will get many responses, and most of the successful candidates have put it on their blogs and vlogs, etc. And most of it is common only, and you will get somewhere here and there. But I thought, other than the regular reading list, which are the typical, it's like the textbooks. So for in classes in schools, we have textbooks. So for UPSC also, there's a fixed reading list like M. Lakshmikant for polity, there's that for history, etc., etc. So it's also there on my blog. Also, I'll put a link in the description. But I thought there must be, there are in fact these offbeat books, which non-fiction books about mostly about India and about generic things, which have greatly helped me during the preparation and beyond also. So I thought these are the 10 books which everyone should read. UPSC for any exams for that matter, or in general also, they are very enlightening, but more specifically about UPSC. So let's see what are these books. So the first on this list, I put this India Unbound by Gurcharan Das. And economics, I was never a fan of economics. In fact, I was not good at it. Maybe that's why I was not a good fan. So I felt it was a little technical and all those things. But this book, when I read this book during the preparation, it really helped me to understand the fundamentals of Indian economy. And in fact, this book, the author is telling a story of how the Indian economy has evolved over the years after independence and all those things. So it's a great description of Indian economy. And if you're starting your economics part of your GS, or you have economics as optional, obviously this is a must read for you. And the beautiful part of this is that it's like an amazing story being told. And while listening to the story, you will learn a lot of relevant facts. And other than that, the author Gurcharan Das has written a few more books on this. It's like a series. So you can also read, if you like this one, I also recommend that you read India Grows at Night, and also the Elephant Paradigm. So it's like a continuation. So it will kind of add to what you learn in the India Unbound book, and then will take you beyond. So these 3 books by Gurcharan Das, but for me, this India Unbound, everyone should read this, especially our UPSC aspirants. The second book is India After Gandhi. Now for history and all, we do have modern Indian history and some other Bipin Chandra, obviously, and that's also in this list going forward. But this is one book, of course, it's a big book and requires some kind of commitment to read this. But obviously, if you're going for UPSC or any other exam format, civil services exam, so this is kind of a must read and very comprehensive, and it will give you points on polity, on history. It'll big time help you in essay, and it'll brush up the fundamentals, etc., etc. So very nice book to get the in-depth understanding of our history and our polity. So must read India After Gandhi. The third book I want to recommend here is that by A.L. Basham, which is Wonder That Was India. So art and culture is a very important aspect of civil service preparation, and often we do not get also a good book, a comprehensive book on Indian history and culture. So this is a comprehensive coverage of that, the art aspect, particularly art and culture aspect of Indian history. And it will give you points which are difficult to get from elsewhere. So it's a wonderful read while you're preparing your general studies in UPSC. So totally recommended. So number 4, we have going a little away from the topic of India. So now this book by Bill Bryson, A Short History of Nearly Everything, is a fascinating book. In fact, this is for everyone. Everyone in school should read this. This is a little bit about everything, how everything evolves, and how everything works and how everything started, and all those aspects are there. It is for a generic understanding of everything, and in fact this generic understanding phenomena is a great part of civil service. You need to know a little bit of everything. So it lays a great foundation of learning, I would say. For example, when we say that we must read NCRTs before you start your full-fledged preparation and go into the standard book list. So this is somewhat similar. I mean, this will give you a great understanding on things, and it will help big time, I think, in prelims. Many questions, you need that fundamental understanding. So this will be a great book for that. So number 5, we have Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. I think every human should read this because it's our brief history of humankind, and the way many things are explained are like truly amazing, and it gives you a great understanding of things, great insights, and definitely would be, if a related topic is there, definitely you can use this point in essay. And the other book in this, I mean, subsequently he had written, is a Homo Deus and recently launched Nexus. So I totally, in fact, there is another one, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. So all books by Yuval Noah Harari is like a great thing for UPSC aspirants, and otherwise also it's a great learning experience. And yeah, I mean, totally recommended. All these books by Yuval Noah Harari are totally recommended. So number 6, I want to recommend specifically because I'm in Meghalaya right now. So those who are in Meghalaya civil service exam also, or otherwise also, there's a lack of understanding on Northeast and how the states have been shaped, and what is the history of wars and how states were formed when it comes to the Northeast region. So I think it's a wonderful book if you want to know more about Northeast, if you want to understand Northeast, how it has evolved. And it covers the history, it covers culture and other aspects of northeastern states as well. So wonderful read. Specifically, if you want, there's one more, Unruly Hills. That is also one good book. But this is a must for touching up the aspects of Northeast. So 7th, I want to recommend this. Generally, the UPSC civil servants, they read this, but anyway, so it's a great book, India's Struggle for Independence by Bipin Chandra and others. Mostly about the freedom movement, and wonderful writing, I would say, very fluid. And history, the problem with many aspirants is that like people don't like history. They find it difficult to read all these books on history. So this book makes it interesting, and this will perhaps make you fall in love with the history, especially about the country, about the freedom movement and everything. So it'll give you great facts, and it will make you interested in reading more. So that way it's a great thing when you are starting your history on portion of the GS. So this is a great read. And after that, number 8, also subsequently, so once you read that, read this in continuation, India Since Independence. So it will tell you the story of free India. It'll cover all kind of aspects, and it'll give you great points for essay and for polity, history, so many points about our country. So these 2 books you can read in one after the other. Yeah, so this is another very important book on India, and it covers literally everything, and most importantly touches various aspects of freedom movement, the history, the philosophical aspects of it, and the perspectives of a freedom fighter. It's a kind of something which you cannot miss when you're talking about India, when you are talking about Indian history, freedom struggle, etc., etc. So it'll give you great points. Another voluminous read, but I think it's a must for all UPSC aspirants. And lastly, I want to close with something very, very unique, and it has radical ideas. So when we talk of ethics and when we talk of essay, there are always topics where some innovative solutions. So there are some problems. We have socioeconomic problems, and every country is having that. But so what are the solutions in this today's modern world? So these are some model solutions, like universal basic income and open borders. Very futuristic, but very interesting, and it's fascinating, and you can draw your answers based on these ideas. It's a very innovative approach to problem solving, something which will open up your mind and which will give you new ideas, maybe perhaps very unique ideas other than what is generally written in answers. So I felt, yeah, this should be included in the 10 books. So definitely it will help. So let me know if you like this kind of video, and there are many more books actually which will help in UPSC, but these are my top 10 picks. Again, these are the individual choices, and it's not like by reading these 10 books you'll clear UPSC, but definitely this will help you a lot in your preparation. It will give you great points and great insights, and your answers will be enriched. Thank you so much for watching.